Yes.
Presidential and parliamentary elections will be held in the Republic of Turkey in autumn 2023. Since the country has recently had a presidential form of government, the main thing for the future of Turkey isn't the distribution of seats in parliament, but the post of head of state. The elections should concern us all because it can truly avoid further conflict. However, the most concerned person right now is Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin. He needs Erdogan to win.
Если бы сейчас тонули Порошенко и Эрдоган, кого бы вы спасли первым? Варя Кузнецова, 12 лет.
Варя, ты ставишь меня в трудное положение. Даже не знаю, что сказать. Ну вот, пожалуй так. Значит, если кто-то решил утонуть, спасти его уже невозможно. Но мы, конечно, готовы протянуть руку помощи и руку дружбы любому нашему партнеру, если он сам этого хочет.
I'll explain why Putin needs Erdogan to win, but first, I'll explain what Putin doesn't like about Erdogan. Putin sees Erdogan's foreign policy as expansionist. Under Erdogan, Turkey gained a foothold in northern Syria and parts of Iraq, participated in battles in Libya and expanded its economic zone in the Mediterranean. Turkey's soft power methods are actively used in Central Asia, Africa and the Balkans, and a lot of the times they do come into conflict with Russian foreign policy. However, conservative steps have been taken in domestic politics by Recep Tayyip Erdogan, which has brought Russia and Turkey together, such as withdrawing from the Istanbul Convention. Some argue the Istanbul Convention was promoting LGBTQ, and due to Erdogan withdrawing from the convention, he is now seen by the West as an autocratic leader, on the same level as Putin. That's what the West thinks, of course.
We have now a time to look at the attitude of Turkey in these different matters. It is very clear for me that the Istanbul Convention is an important milestone forward in protecting women and protecting children, and we deplore that Turkey has left the Istanbul Convention, although we also call on member states in the European Union to ratify the Istanbul Convention. So for us it is important to move forward in this important matter. It is an overall self-explaining necessity that there is an understanding how to protect women against violence, how to protect children against violence.
Erdogan and Putin actually need each other on the international stage, no matter what you think of their respective foreign policy paths. However, there's a massive risk that Erdogan may fall, and if he does, expect more conflicts on the international stage, and even the end of Vladimir Putin himself.
С праздником вас! С Днем Великой Победы! Ура!
The ruling Justice and Development Party of Recep Tayyip Erdogan, according to opinion polls, the latest ones, now has about 36% of the support of voters. The main competitor of Erdogan's party is the Republican People's Party, with historical roots since it was created by the founder of modern Turkey, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. According to the latest polls, they now have 25%. The party has no sane program and ideology. They are a mix of leftist liberals, former communist secular groups, supporters of same-sex marriages, and other pro-Westerners who are desperate to join the European Union. They also have a pronounced pro-German position, and that's probably because there's a large number of Turks living in Germany. But anyway, the party does lean towards the European Union. In the domestic political agenda, they rely on an open opposition to Erdogan, who they see as an Islamist leader driving Turkey into the Dark Ages. The head of the Republican People's Party is a rather elderly politician, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu. He's completely dependent on Western corporations and Turkish oligarchs connected with Europe. He has already announced that he will participate in the elections as a presidential candidate. And of course, the United States and the European Union would like to see Kemal win because he will do the West's bidding against Vladimir Putin and obey the collective West without question. Another key figure of the Republican People's Party is Ünal Sevikoz, who's responsible for foreign policy. He's a former employee of the Turkish Ministry of Foreign Affairs, a member of a Masonic lodge, and in 2019 took part in a meeting of the Bilderberg Club. But it's not just the Turkish Republican Party the West would like to see win. There's also the relatively new party called the Good Party. And I can tell you for a fact, that party is up to no good at all. They are Western nationalists, and the party itself was actually created by the United States and the European Union in order to tear off part of the electorate from the party of Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The head of the party is a woman, Meral Akşener, and she's pro-Western in her beliefs. Now they are in a coalition with the Republican People's Party, and it's not yet known whether Meral Akşener will run as an independent presidential candidate. If someone like her gets in, then Putin could be in serious trouble. She would happily join Western sanctions against Russia, and Putin simply can't afford that. Russia is Turkey's main gas supplier, accounting for 52% of Turkey's gas needs. Anything can happen from now till 2023. And the last factor in Turkish politics is the good old military. Some commentators are saying that there could be another military coup to take out Erdogan, but I don't think so. Highly doubt it, because after a failed coup attempt in 2016, the army was severely purged. Erdogan did a great job purging the army of rogue characters. Now, rightly or wrongly, the army is now completely subordinate to Erdogan, and there's no political ambitions among the military unless at some deep secret level there's a small group of conspirators. Who knows? This world is full of surprises. If we talk about real chances, given the current situation, then I think Recep Tayyip Erdogan has a good chance. I know I've said before Erdogan is on his way out, but honestly, if he goes, expect the worst to happen in Turkey, and nobody wants that. Although the country has a high level of inflation and Turkish lira collapsed a few months ago, Erdogan's party has an administrative resource and uses the foreign policy situation to its advantage, just like how they started to trade with the United Arab Emirates, talk to the Saudis and Israel. Erdogan is the lesser evil. Unfortunately, that's the truth. Maintaining supreme power for Erdogan is unlikely to lead to an improvement in relations between Russia and Turkey. But it's better the devil you know rather than an opposition party who gets in and becomes unpredictable. If Erdogan gets in, cooperation between Russia and Turkey will continue, especially because of Turkey's heavy dependence on Russian oil and gas supplies. However, it should also be remembered that Turkey is a member of NATO and can join Western sanctions against Russia at any time. If pro-Western forces come into power in Turkey, it's almost guaranteed that Turks will join sanctions, and of course they'll reverse everything Erdogan has done. They'll try to turn to the parliamentary republic format and actively promote a secular political system, and may even ban headscarves and openly become Islamophobic and side with the Israelis over Palestine. And of course, my friends, Erdogan does play all sides for his own benefit. I mean, he uses the religion card very well. I have to give it to him. Loads of people fall for it, dreaming of a caliphate where they ride horses and donkeys to Hagia Sophia. But these people have no idea that Erdogan is naively waiting to join the European Union. But hey, there's one born every minute, they say. Despite all that, Erdogan needs to stay in power, otherwise there will not just be political turmoil inside Turkey, but also a potential confrontation with Russia itself. Whatever the results in 2023, we wish both Turkey and Russia the best, and hope whoever wins can balance bilateral ties between Turkey and Russia and some sort of peace is maintained. We don't want another conflict. Over and out.
He should do his duty and